All right, so the next topic we're going to go over is um, comparing decimals, okay? So this is pretty simple, but let's go over the tools that you're going to use to compare them, okay? Greater than, less than, or equal to, okay? These are the three things you're going to use to compare your decimals, okay? And I was always taught it's kind of like an alligator, and their mouth is always going to be pointing towards the bigger number because they're greedy and they want to eat the biggest food, right? So if it's pointing towards the number here, so let's say I have 7 and 4. 7 is greater than 4, right? 3 is less than 18. 5 is equal to 5. So that's the concept. This pen is getting a bit low. So now let's talk about the application when it comes to decimals. So in order to compare decimals, let's say we have a 5 and 23 hundredths, and we have 5 and 21 hundredths, okay? So you start here at the first number, and you look, are these the same? Okay, this isn't going to tell us which is larger because they're the same. So let's move over one. The next digits, are these both the same in the tenths place? Tenths place? Yes, they are. So we're going to go to the next place. Now we see our change. Which is larger? The 3 is larger than the 1 here. And so the first digit where there's a difference will dictate which decimal is larger. So this is larger than our decimal on the bottom because that 3 is larger than that 1, okay? These are the same numbers, the same digits, so they don't really have an effect on determining if it's larger or not. Okay, a small wrinkle. Oh, drop my. So if you see, let's say you see 5 and 21 hundredths and 5 and 2 tenths. Okay, the same, so that doesn't tell us anything. The same doesn't tell us anything. This has 1, this has nothing. So if there's nothing there, it's a 0. There's nothing there, right? So the 1 is higher. So be aware of that little wrinkle that you might see. Another thing you're going to need to do is take a list of numbers and put them in the correct order. Sorry about that. 9 and 219 thousandths. That's that is. Sorry, it's a little scrunched up there. So we're going to look through our four numbers. And we're going to see, okay, they all start with 9. So that doesn't tell us anything. Let's look at our tens digit. Our tenths digit. Okay, we have a 2, a 1, a 3, and a 3. So the 1's the smallest number. So if we're going from least to greatest, we can pull that one out because the 1's the smallest number. Because that's the first place where they differ. They all start with 9, so we don't have to look at that. Okay, the next, we have a 2 here, right, in the tenths place. That's going to go next. It doesn't matter that it has more digits than these numbers here. That's not what determines if it's larger or not. What determines if it's large or not, again, is if we look at that second digit where there's a change, see the 9 and 9, there's no change here. But when we go to the tenths place, there's a change between that 1 and the 2. There's a difference here. And whichever number is greater is going to decide. Doesn't matter if this has more digits or less digits. Okay, next. Okay, this is a 3. This is also a 3 in the tenths place. So we go over to the hundredths place. This has a 7 in the hundredths place. This has nothing in the hundredths place. It has 0 in the hundredths place. So 0 is smaller than 7. So that's going to be the next number. And then to end it all off, we're going to have here. Okay. So I'm going to give you one problem for each to practice before you come to small group. And I hope that this will help give you some understanding before we get into breaking this down later today. So tell me which of these two, or compare these two numbers. Is the number on the left greater than or less than the number on the right? Okay, so 4, 4, same. Okay, so let's check the next number. 1 and 1, same, no difference. 7 and 7, same, no difference, so we still don't know yet. Okay, next number, there's nothing there, so it's effectively 0. Here is a 4. That means this is greater. This means that the mouth of the alligator is going to want to go to the side where the number is greater. So 4 and 1700ths is smaller than 4 and 174 thousandths. Okay, so hope that made sense. If it didn't, rewatch, listen again. And the next question is, I want you to put the following numbers in order from greatest to least. So you make sure you're reading and making sure you're putting things in the correct order. Because if it says least to greatest, it's going to be the opposite. So if I have 8, okay, so the largest number here, so we have 8. Okay, all the numbers have 8, so that's not going to help us out. We look to the tens place. We got a 1 here. This one has a 1 as well. Okay, so we might need to go over. Oh, but I see a 4 here. So far, this is the biggest number. And I go over here, and I see a 3 in the tens place, and the tens place. So this is our largest number. So I'm going to rewrite it over here first, because it's the greatest. And we're going from greatest to least. Okay, so again, we have 1, 1. This has a 3. So I hope you pause this and are practicing this on your own. Okay, here again, we have 1. This one's a 1 too. So now it's like, what do we pick? Because this has 1, this also has 1. So we have to go to the next digit. This has nothing, it's 0. This has 2, so this is a larger number. Let me finish it off here. 8 and 1/10. Okay, so that is how you take it, how you compare and order your decimals. So I hope that helps. I will see you in small group. Make sure that if this is confusing to you after small group time, that you come into Open Zoom today at 1:10. Okay, not if you don't understand, but you don't come in. Saying I don't understand is not a valid excuse because we didn't do what we could to try to reach a level of understanding to help us be successful. So I hope I get to see all of you in Open Zoom who need a little bit of extra assistance after small group.